is ever the appropriate word for me to say. And I just I have to just keep looking at this stuff. Figuring things out. To know the truth. They said they took my son from me because I was unresponsive in a restaurant and my son was crying on the floor, jumping up and down with a pen and a paper. And I appeared to be homeless. I drove there in my car that was paid off. I didn't owe any money. And if I were homeless, then I was traveling with my son. And I told them that I am not homeless now. If I go and stay in somebody's shelter or rent somebody else, that'll make them feel better, and that's damn homeless. I had a house that was paid off in full, and Kenosha found a way to motherfucking steal it from me. My dad's house, and killed my dad. So all the cars I had paid off, all these things that I stole. Kenosha stole my convertible that was paid off in full. Pushed my shit to a no parking zone. Police officer pushed my convertible to a no parking zone so they could steal my shit. And I wanted to go right across the street, about almost the same distance, to an auto shop. Somebody put sugar in my tank and stole my shit. My convertible. Detective Howard was the detective on the situation, and Firehouse Towing or whatever it was told my car stole my shit. I had all kind of houses, all kinds of things. It did not stop them, a 3,000 square foot house. It did not stop that white woman from walking in my yard and taking my son out of the yard. Please. And putting him in her car. And I went to jail. Oh, well, I didn't go to jail, but I got an arrest, and they took my children out of the house and tried to steal my children that day. I could have went to jail. I got an arrest, though, and I got a conviction. So it does not matter if I'm out here wherever. I can raise my son. I could teach my son how to survive outside. In the wilderness or whatever. They cannot tell me what kind of parent to be, even though they may not like it, even though they may not even agree with it, even though they may not want it for themselves. I got this. Poverty is not a reason, and that's why they try to say I am mentally ill. Only way someone can lose their child or their parental rights involuntarily is if they say and then not ever get their child. If they say that person is dead. That's the world law. So that's why they try to say that I'm out of my mind. So I try to send these messages. I attached the director of the Department of Justice today and the mayor of Kenosha today to them emails. I sent little screenshots and all that. That woman is lazy. They are lazy at the Division of Children and Family Services. The Department of Children and Family is horrible. Getting food stamps is one of the worst things anybody could ever do. I don't care what it is. If somebody got to go and get some 10-cent goddamn noodles and make it like that and eat some fucking grass with some oil on it and some salt and some motherfucking pepper. Food stamps is the most horrible thing to get on public aid. Is terrible. It's always something. That is slavery. And it is horrible because they will steal your teeth. They will steal everything from you if you sit in the wrong chair. Every open door is not an open door. And people will smile and make it seem like it's okay, and they are hateful. The story of Snow White, look at it. That motherfucking apple. I'm not here to play around with anybody. Food stamps is not what's up. For me, it's not fair. It's not even fair because, again, I said it before, I said it earlier. It's not even a fact or a point of fair. I have to learn what I have to do for myself. I have to do what I have to do for myself. And I know that I'm not going to let these people sit here and do as they want to, as they go, and see what they can get away with and use my case and use it as court record and reference it when they want to do it to somebody else and use my case and say, well, in the case of Jasmine Renee Davis and her son Tyrell Edward Morris, they used that tactic or whatever, so now it's valid and they be forced to make it a law. I'm not stupid. I'm fighting them. I'm fighting them, and they mad. They don't want me to email. I can't even email. I'm coming so hard. They don't even want me to email. Talking about they don't want to read. They don't have to reply. They're not replying to email. I'm sending the most well put together emails that I know how. How are you? And I say, yeah, you should be concerned. Yeah. You are concerned about my electronic mail. Yeah, you sure are. You sure are. You better be. You better be. They are concerning. They sure are. Oh, they're concerning. See, I'm out here in public, and it takes a lot of temperament to keep it together. But you know what? I wonder what they say when that rooster crow in the motherfucking morning, cock-a-doodle-doo. Okay? I'm alive. And I am not about to play around. Some people don't go off the clock. They know they rooster gonna motherfucking cock-a-doodle-doo. And everybody around that motherfucker know that rooster gonna cock-a-doodle-doo. And they'll be wondering what the fuck is going on if that rooster does not cock-a-doodle-doo. So I'm not playing. And I'm not cock-a-doodle-dooing, but I know that somebody is. And so the reason why I said that is because I am real about the situation and I'm going to put the effort in to show and prove. I'm not going to sit up here and let them outsmart me. How you outsmarting me with a dishonesty? I sit up there and talk to them people and tell her how awful she is in her face and not break a sweat. Meanwhile, she playing and can't bust a grape and can't fight her way out of a wet paper bag. Now, she don't know me. I talk just like that, sitting up in court just like that. And I tell the judge she can't bust a grape and she can't fight her way out of a wet paper bag. I say, Judge Jody L. Meyer, the way that you are allowing this case to continue like this and how you tried to have me to sign some paperwork and say that you explained this to me and you know that you did not explain this stuff to me and you letting this woman that don't even admit anything about the law and say she don't know any law that she's standing on and you supposed to be a judge and you are not paying attention to this and you won't even hear me speak. You all went to court and trial and all this stuff without me and you were appointed by the governor of Wisconsin. I don't believe you. Your words are invalid and I don't have anything to call you honor about. You are fighting unfair, and I believe that you are dishonest, and you can't bust a grape, and you can't fight your way out of a paper bag. You up against me, and you got something for me, so I'm going to see whose laws are better. I don't got to raise my voice or any of that, but I tell that judge, I know for a fact you fighting me, and so what seat are you looking for? Because I'm not trying to be judged right there in motherfucking family court, bitch. So what, you want to seat in my convertible? And I don't have to yell. I don't have to scream. I don't have to do any of that shit. Bitch, what you want to pull my wagon? Because there's no motherfucking way you're going to sit here as a judge and let this dumbass shit happen like this. The judge told me she can't change anything. She can't agree to anything. She don't make any rules. She don't do any. She said that's what the Division of Children and Family Services are for. I said, hold on. That is not even right. Division of Children and Family Services said that is the judge. Samantha Kirkman said, take us to the court. All of these people saying all kinds of different things. I don't need them because they all hating on about something. And it's some bullshit that's my personal life and they at their job and they didn't find a way them bitches want to be nosy and know how am I friends with somebody else. Bitch, I ain't friends with no motherfucking body. Check that out. They got a personal attitude toward me and they ain't never stopped to ask me, Jasmine Renee Davis, how are you doing today? Because they have already assumed that I'm doing better than them. And I'm not even to compare with them. I'm not even in the same class with them. I'm not even in the same league with them. I'm not in any of that stuff. But this is the truth. And the women been fighting me. And they would love to steal this beautiful black boy, Davis boy, from me. They want James Davis' grandson so motherfucking bad. They want to see if he can roller skate and do everything, build cars and motorcycles and have all kinds of stuff just like his granddaddy. No, it ain't about that. Them motherfuckers trying to find rags to riches. And that's the truth. And not only that, they want to get me out the motherfucking picture because they probably believe that I'm some kind of threat to them. Do they really think that I want something that they that damn close to and I had to see their ass at any motherfucking event like that on a personal level? They better not count on it. They better not bank on it. But that don't mean that I won't show up somewhere that they may come to and I don't have to sit at their table. I buy the whole motherfucking table and sit by myself. They don't have to worry about me coming for their jobs. They don't have to worry about me coming for anything that they have. But I guarantee they got their children so motherfucking wrapped tight. They ain't got to worry about nobody coming for theirs, right? It's a problem that these people now are choosing to fight me. And it's amazing. I'm not worried about it. I mean, females been fighting me. I've been fighting them shit ever since elementary school. It's not that. But now they putting fake stuff on my name. And so it's like I can't even, it's like if I walk into a school or if I ever, you know what I'm saying, I want to go on a field trip or something like that. They don't even want me to teach. They don't even want me to do anything. But what they have to realize is with my money, I can do anything. I don't need to go through their public school systems. I don't need to learn through their unified districts and stuff. That is just a group of people. They are not everybody. Why? Just because it seemed like they're everybody, and they seem like they're trying to overshadow me. It's a whole universe out here that I don't even think about them when I think about that. But they want to put their name everywhere my name, Jasmine Renee Davis, is. They want to have theirs sure to follow. Make it make sense then. Put the truth on there. Say that I missed the appointment. Why did I miss that appointment? Because I was arrested because AT&T stole my money and called the police on me to prevent me from knowing that that store stole my money from me. And then I found out and I was on the sidewalk and the Mount Pleasant, Wisconsin police arrested me and I called the police. They said that I was trespassing and I wasn't. And when I proved that I was not trespassing, they didn't say it was disorderly conduct. And when they then found out that they couldn't be dishonest and said that it was disorderly conduct, when those police officers said that I was not yelling at them, they turned around and said they arrested me for yelling at AT&T customers. I didn't even yell at them. I didn't even talk to them. I was outside. The fuck I gotta yell at them for? I was on the phone talking to the motherfucking dispatch. They act stupid than a motherfucker. How you sitting here for crime and whatever somebody calling 911 about? Bitch, you can't even take a phone call every time you hear it's my name. But see, my words are my descriptive words. They sit there and they want to say everything nice. They'll say everything like a goddamn lullaby. But if I say something at attention to keep a motherfucker eyes peeled and open, then they want to tell me, go to sleep, rock to sleep, count your calories, bitch, blood pressure. That's all life. And you're not going to tell me that I can't eat my calories. And calories are energy. And you're not going to tell me that I have to have the same blood pressure as everybody. And everybody is different. I would want high blood pressure or whatever the situation is because my blood will be flowing through my veins. And you're not going to convince me and put me on some kind of medication to give me some sort of morbid situation where you are actually shrinking my heart to cause me some kind of reason to believe that I am faint or whatever. And it's what you had given me. And so they want to sit here and trick me to go to a psychologist and get a diagnosis and do everything that they say. I'm not doing it. I don't believe in, and you know what? Their opinion does not really matter. It's not important. And a lot of times people can go to court and prove that. But you know what? A lot of people don't make it because they get set up with entrapment. They get set up for failure. They get caught up in tango. In a tangle, not tango like the dance, but they get tangled up. And they go to jail and they can't fight or they do something and it's crazy. It's not even crazy. It's insane. But you know what? I manage. And so I send these little messages and you know what? I really don't even be feeling like it. I'm going to tell you, I don't feel like that because I know the truth. But I do it. And once I start typing, I feel much better because I say, here it is. No, I'm going to go ahead and read this out loud. Because you are trained for something. You got your DSM-5 book where you claim that you can look at me and give me a diagnosis. So, just because somebody put together a craft of words, now you believe that you can oppress me. You cannot oppress me when you are not the boss over me. You do not have power over me, but you are in a power motherfucking situation where you are abusing your power. It's a power struggle. I'm not in your class. I'm not reading your books. Your problems are your problems. My problems are my problems. I'm not going to have the same answers as you because I am unique in myself. The way that I see this is important. So I'm going to show my work. And it's going to be exactly what it's supposed to be. And because you can't keep up with me does not mean that you can do whatever you want and betray everyone around you. I'm not in your community. I am not any political party or any of those things. And so that's why it's a whole nother set of things. And so all they can say for me, not answer my questions, not my 20-some questions. So they can't tell me, oh, this and that and the other. Because I already knew that it was going to be a problem like this because I said the meeting was supposed to be about me to start seeing my son. And then that was from the social worker. Then her supervisor then said, it's about a complaint that I have with them. They keep having me to be at step one over and over again. And then they say that I'm not reaching any progress. I'm not interested in your step one. I got the FBI on this email now. Department of Justice. I got the clerk of courts. I've been had the judges, clerk, the juvenile clerk, all these people on this email, and they believe that they're going to get away with all of this. They ignore me. I emailed the judge's clerk in a separate email and asked her to confirm the date of court. She did not email me back. And also, the juvenile clerk didn't say anything either. So I'm not worried about these people. But I did send some emails out. And so I have to continue. But they are literally trying to, and then they're going to say that I have not been intact with any of my son's educational things. I know you did not say that. I was just at his IEP meeting, his individualized education plan. In fact, you all forced him to be in special education because you get more money for him. And that's why y'all begging for money right now and about to force people to pay because you haven't put enough people in special. You're not getting enough money from special education. So you want to force somebody in special education knowing I was taking care of my dad. And I was blue. I was singing the blues every day. I was so, just not even a month before I put my son in school, my dad had cardiac arrest. And I put my son in school at Summers Elementary. My house was damn near 5,000 square feet. I could have kept my son and homeschooled my son. I was driving a Lexus RX 330. Not that it was the best, but I'm just saying it was not like I needed anything from them people. But they forced my son into special education, and now he has an individualized education plan, and they are trying to force my son through the school to prison pipeline. And that woman gonna tell the courts that I have not participated in any of my son's school activities. And then she said that that the insurance though that they sent me a care plan, that the insurance have not even been answering my emails properly, and they gonna attach her every time they decide not to answer my question, they want to attach the little social worker to my emails, like that bitch gonna boss me around. Good, attach her, and so I can unattach her and talk to you one more time. They ain't sent me nothing at all. They won't even, what's your job? What is the reason why? Why is the reason why you want my son to go to all these different appointments? They don't tell me. They ain't gave me a care plan. You telling the doctors not to talk to me. You telling the school not to talk to me. I recall back in April, you called the police on me because the school didn't even know who the hell and who the what was trying. They did not know who Jerstead or Alcohol is. They working at a school and don't even know the name. How you going to attend a school and don't even know who the people of the school are? You just going to a school and you don't know what the school is about. It'll tell you so much about what you're learning. My son is supposed to learn everything that school has. I refuse to even let my son go to 6th grade. Now he is in 7th grade. And then now what? My son is 13 years of age. And I tell them, my son didn't even learn everything that he needed to learn in elementary. And you telling me that he have to go to middle school and learn elementary? My son is going to learn And you do not have to be there to teach him. And they want my son there for the money. When I try to homeschool my son, that's another thing that really gave them an uproar. I start asking them about homeschooling my son and doing all kinds of different things. They don't like that because my son would be learning and I would be learning about what my son is learning. And so these are problems. And they are sophisticated problems. And every day it crosses through whatever examination that I may have about the situation. Yes, it does. I've been sitting here and I have to go to the laboratory and I have found to internalize it within me so that I can talk about this and base it because it is serious to me. That woman, look, and she sit there and virtually slap me in my face left and right, and they don't do anything about it. They fight me and they do it just nonchalant. They don't give a damn. They do not care. They do not care. They do not care. And so I just keep on keeping on. Because I say it just like that. And I cannot say this type of stuff in court. They stop me from talking all the time. They call the sheriff department. I cannot ever say what I want to say out loud to them. They sit there and they join forces and walk over me. And it looked like I hate them because they're white. If I'm a racist, I'm a racist. But I don't hate you because you're white. But I know that I'm black and I know that you are not black. I know that the reason why you doing this to me is because one reason is because I'm black. Another reason is because I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. But I know a reason why I'm not about to let you sit up here and act like you better than me because you are white is because I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. Now, so make it make sense. You hating on me for what? I know damn well it ain't because of the motherfucking Emancipation Proclamation, because motherfuckers got one over on that one. I know it's not because of Black History Month, because that ain't giving much either. Somebody went and assumed that it was such a great deal, and they sitting there steady selling people further and further into slavery, and they need to wake up and realize this stuff and understand about the true meaning of Holocaust and all these other things, such as genocide, attempted genocide, and all these other things that they find that is non-existent. Yeah, I don't know your books or anything like that, but that does not mean that you can kill me. So it's a problem when all of them working in the same thing, but it's another problem where they all want me to be in their whole crime ring, where they want me to go to all of their whole motherfucking things. And I ain't the star of the motherfucking show, bitch. Ain't no motherfucking show. I ain't agreeing to this. And so anytime I sign any of those papers and they have a signature from me, it's giving them more leeway and something to say. Oh, we got it. Keep pushing her. It's easier now to push that bitch than to pull back. Every time I agree with that, every time I don't add another email address to this email, it's easy for them motherfuckers to get a little further. No, I do not like her walking in my mama house at all. But I'd rather her walk in my mama house than them to take my son. But I'm telling you, every time she doing it, it's illegal. Every time that woman walk in my mama house, she is abusing my mother's property. Every time, because that Chapter 51 was illegal. They said that they took my son because I went to a hospital. My mom was on her way, and you took me to a hospital in a police car because you were dishonest. And the reason why that man, that officer H or whatever his name is, Heckler, he said he was not about to let them chapter 51 me until I told that man that my son, I'm not going to force my son to be autistic. That I believe that my son gonna grow out of this. And even though he wear diapers and all that stuff right now, he can wear diapers and all that different stuff, but he don't have to be like that for his whole life. And because I said that, that man said that I was out of my mind. And he tricked me into being arrested, and they told me don't move and don't fight them and all kinds of shit. So I'm gonna work my way through this. I sat up there and I held myself together and I talked to that police supervisor for hours. And my son still played on the floor. And I'm not saying playing, but he was still active and having fun on the floor, jumping up and down like he is. And that's just him. They don't know me. They don't know my son. My son make it sound like whatever he makes it sound or whatever. And they say he was crying. Bitch, I know if my son crying. I don't play about my son. If my son crying or whatever, I know what to do. I know when my son needs something, and I really didn't want to give him that nasty ass bacon that day. But I know that I didn't know where else to really go, and I didn't know where else to fucking, and if I had my shit together back then, I would have got me a motherfucking electric skillet. Or I should have motherfucking went to, I was going to Quick Trip, taking my son to get some food, and I had got smart and I was microwaving that bacon for my son, packs of bacon, microwaving that bacon for my son. He was sitting there eating that bacon, whatever, and it was like that. Them bitches got so mad I was taking such good care of my son through the night, through the day, coming that motherfucker buying bottles of water for my son, buying his Hershey bars, whatever the fuck he wanted, swiping my car, was not swiping motherfucking food stamps, taking care of my son, filling up for gas. Quick Trip stole $20 from me. I paid $20 at the motherfucking tank, right? The Quick Trip out there on 75th, out there near Action Territory. And I took too long to get it, but they had billed my account. I had to pay 20 more motherfucking dollars. I paid $40 instead of just 20. And I had the paperwork, the number to call or whatever. Went back another day. The motherfuckers called the police on me. I can't go in the bathroom and wash my son up and change his diaper. Nah, a motherfucker was trying to be on bullshit with me, asking me, hey, where are you going? Don't worry about where I'm going. Police officers want to know where I'm going, asking me random where I'm going. I'm not telling you where I'm going. I'm not saying that I'm homeless. So what? I'm in my car. You don't want me seeing what the fuck y'all out here doing. How y'all shuffling through people the same way that y'all went and did to me. You don't want me to witness how bad you treating people out here. You don't want me to be out in the streets to see how you killing folks and how these restaurants and shit do. But now I see it. I got it all recorded and I seen it before, but I see how they doing it right now. They just did it to me 2 weeks ago almost. 1.5 weeks ago when they threw me in jail where AT&T stole my money and then called the police on me and they honored that shit and then trespassed me from the place and then threw me to fucking jail. It was some rationale that came across some people not to make that fucking trespassing a charge. They made it a ticket though. And they gave me a ticket for unlawful. Court is on March 5th. They gave me a ticket for unlawful use of 911. It's an emergency. And I made it known it's an emergency that I need my money so I can get the phone and get the things that I need so that I can get to this Zoom appointment for my son because it's important that I talk to them people. If that is not an emergency to you, then it's never an emergency to anybody. No, it's an emergency to me. I needed them to come and they never come when I call them. And if they come when I call them or if I ask them to file a police report, they do not show up. Them people stole over $120 from AT&T store, did not give me a phone. They kicked me out and refused to sell me a phone, but swiped my card. It said it was 4 individual times where they swiped my card and took my money. They haven't returned my money yet. So it was not an error, and it was not even that they wanted to motherfucking, they ain't gonna touch it because they told the police that they didn't even swipe my card. Now, why didn't the police investigate it? They believed them, but did not believe me. They did not investigate it. They would have saw them people swipe the card. They said that I started yelling at them and the customers when it was time to pay. So they looking at me and trying to say, I'm so poor that I waste their time and then I refuse to pay them. And so that's why they called the police or something. But I begged them for a phone. They called the police on me because I wanted to pay $90 for a phone and told me that I had to come back the next day because they stole. I guess I don't know how many times they can swipe for a phone, but I guess they swiped as many times they could that day and came back and swiped some more. I don't know. But I said, I don't want the free phone. I want to pay for my phone and go on by my business. They called the police on me and then asked me to come back the next day and put me through all kind of trouble, got all kind of addresses and all kind of stuff, swiped my car and refused when it was time for me to pay. They started calling the fuck up and called the police on me. And I said to them, but this was not in the report. And I told the officers when they came at around like 12 o'clock, I said, somebody came, I said, I just called the police. But they said that night that the reason why I got disorderly conduct because I was yelling at their customers. I never yelled at their customers. I had no reason to yell at their customers. I don't brush elbows with their customers. I don't consider myself their customer. I don't consider myself in a group with them. I just let them know, hey, I called the police and this is why. Their AT&T is doing fraudulent things. I busted them on bullshit during the summer over the phone. The way they handle their phone etiquette is lousy. AT&T always fucking up somebody, charging them more money on their bills and all kinds of shit. AT&T been stealing shit. And these motherfuckers know they been stealing. That man sit there and told me he can mark any phone down he want and he can mark this phone to 0. Then he lied to me and said he had the phone. And then he kept going trying to see if my mind is together and all that. I said, you didn't say that. You did that. They tried to see if I was out of my mind. And I'm not. But I'm going to tell you something. That was insult. That was an insult. And it was so much more than just that. So they did not want me. They chapter 51 me in Kenosha. And I didn't even meet all the qualifications. The police went to the hospital and tried to tell them to give me some kind of diagnosis, schizophrenia. How could he? That's the bullshit. You cannot do that. You can definitely, you can do it, but you should not do that. So when I was sitting there, hotels was calling the motherfucking police on me. All these people that whole week, they were calling. Police took me out of my car and all kinds of shit. They stalked me so bad. They kept a hold of me because they did not want me to leave town. They wanted my black ass to go to jail for that motherfucking incompetency, and they wanted to kill me in jail. Them motherfuckers stalked me that whole goddamn them days because it was supposed to be 10 days. They chapter 51 me. Then the public defender knew that I had to, he didn't even tell the judge that I was in another hospital because Illinois got on the bullshit with me, and he didn't even remove the warrant or nothing. They weren't on their job because he knew and all them knew. And he told me that this Chapter 51 and this Chip case all connected to that criminal case. He was honest about that. And so I'm not mad at Benjamin Schwartz like that, but he bogus in a motherfucker too. Because I did not want him to be my attorney, and he still have not sent me my information, and he was just not honest. They work together, and that's just how it is. And the public defender's office was fighting me. Katie York while I was in jail, told the public defender's office not to cooperate with me, not to send me any of my items. I got it all recorded. I have it recorded on this page. So that was the allegation. They were so just unethical, so unprofessional, so rude, just whatever. And that's because the person who was acting as the public defender was telling them to not give a fuck about me. And you know why? Because the way that I composed my emails probably showed them that I was dumb. And they were, bitch, why? Because you learn how to write a sentence, bitch, and you went to court and you make $1 million a year. You happy about that? Because you throwing people in jail that you betraying. So I'm not worried. And so this is the thing that I have to do to make it through. So these little emails and stuff that I'm sending, they're not as taxing, but at times I just be like, man, this is some bullshit. They really doing this dumbass shit. And you know what they do? They like it. And you know what? I'm about to motherfucking push this shit. I see your ass in court. But the thing is, why I gotta come in shackles and shit, bitch, and you coming with a big ass motherfucking style, a stack, a pile of papers, and a big ass smile on your goddamn face. But I'm smiling. I see you in court. I'm fighting you, bitch. Ain't no pleasure or nothing, bitch. It's as usual. It's as motherfucking usual. It's as usual, and it's just like that. And I'm here for it, bitch. You about to learn today. Because I'm learning every motherfucking day, bitch. And I'm just telling you, and it's all kind of bitches. Because that's just how it is. I had to throw them things. Straight up. I'm not shaking your hand, but you can catch these motherfucking hands when I'm typing on this motherfucking email, bitch. See what I'm saying? I might not be punching you, but you don't like, I'm not scratching you, bitch, but I'm sure playing the fuck out this motherfucking keyboard on my goddamn phone, send these emails and you say, it's concerning. You ever see somebody motherfucker sit up there and play an instrument and you be like, shit, they put something up into that. It is true. Every open door is not an open door, man. And I'm going to just tell you just like that. And I'm going to say it for the record. My son is who he is. And I am who I am. I am not mute I am not retarded, and I don't speak anyone else's language, I suppose, but I don't speak their language. And that does not mean that I cannot be myself. And that I mean, if there ever is a high performance, and I want to be careful about my words because I don't know the literary approach of such word that I perform. And so that might be something just for the arts, as if it's a stage art of acting. And so I want to be careful because I do not want to deceive anyone to say that I am misrepresenting myself. So I would say whatever I'm doing, my actions are important to me. And if somebody finds that they are vulgar, that's on them. Because I actually care about myself, and I show that in everything that I do. If my stuff is not to how somebody wants it to be, or it does not look, or my hair is not how, it's so beautiful to me though. You see me looking like I'm the same. Every day is the same. Like it ain't been another day. And like all these days have been the same. And that's on me. If I want one big ass day, then I have one big ass day. If you got 7 days of your week and I got one day in my whole, whatever the situation is, that's on me. Not on you. But I show up at the right time and I do what I have to do. And I don't need anyone standing in my way and stopping me from whatever I have to do. But if that does happen, I have to pave another way. And I'm happy to. And so that's just how it is. I'm here for it. I have so much that I have, and I find myself just so elegant too. And these are things that makes me smile, that makes me happy about myself. I have so much good time with myself. I have fun with myself. I have so much enthusiasm about who I am. And I don't even know if those words are ever even good enough for me. But even if I'm at the beginning and I don't know all of the high, just look, I'm going to learn those words. I'm going to learn all about it. Today I said, I wonder about Saturn's rings. And so I'm fine. And if well is ever a word, if healthy is ever something, I look forward to learning more about it. But I am not sick, and I'm not going to allow them. I am not interested in their opinion of me. They're going to have to find something better. They're going to have to come up with something better. And they used to just stay there doing, you know what, they probably have 1,000 people a month that they deal with, and they spend 1 or 2 minutes. They copy and paste a little piece of extra. They change the date. I told that bitch to stop putting Miss Davis on my records, and she's still doing it, and she knows better. That's because she's not going through that work. And she is supposed to make sure that I participated in the permanency plan, and she did not. So I'm not worried about it because I know better. I get to see how beautiful I am every day. So I matter to myself. And so that's that. I actually have to use the lavatory, and I want some water. I'm looking at my gallon of water right there. But I know as soon as I stand up, I'm going to have to go straight to the lavatory. I've been having to urinate for about 3 or 4 hours. And so I'm getting good. So anyway, well, I'm Jasmine Renee Davis. I plan to come on just soon with another live broadcast. And I'm just going to keep on keeping on. I like who I am. And I'll continue to post some things and just, I plan to live. always. I'm infinity, and you know what? More than infinity. I'm not infinity. I'm 38 of infinity, and so I'm happy with myself. I'm interested in seeing more and just trying and being. So I'm not saying goodbye to myself. I am continuing. And this is what matters to me. And this is what's important to me. I'm Jasmine Renee Davis.